Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and share your comments about the exciting end of the story. Lost and Found. Let the story begin. The epic station thrived at the edge of known space, a bustling nexus where countless races mingled. Among the ebb and flow of beings, Captain Aurora Hayes walked with purpose. Her boots echoed on the metallic floor, a testament to her authority. As she approached the negotiation chamber, the door slid open with a smooth hiss. "Captain Hayes, always a pleasure," greeted Director Kalmar of the Kratos Corporation, his voice smooth but eyes sharp. Aurora nodded, concealing her unease. This deal was crucial, and the Kratos weren't known for their generosity. "Director, let's get to it. Our colonies need those resources," Aurora said firmly. Kalmar smirked but maintained his composure. "Of course, Captain, but there's the matter of our fee." The discussion grew tense as they haggled over percentages and shipments. Every dialogue exchange sharpened the stakes, displaying Aurora's tactical finesse and Kalmar's sly persistence. Suddenly, Aurora's communicator crackled to life. "Captain, we have a Priority 1 distress signal from Soteria 5, reported Commander Elias Stroud, his tone urgent. Aurora's eyes narrowed. "We'll continue this later," she told Kalmar, who nodded, sensing the gravity of the situation. She rushed to the command center, heart pounding. The holographic display showed Soteria 5 under siege by an unknown force. Aurora's mind raced. The stakes had just been raised. "Prep the Dauntless," she ordered. "We're heading out immediately." As she rejoined her crew, Aurora's sense of duty burned brighter. The moment to test her mettle had come. The Haas Dauntless sliced through the void of space, its engines thrumming with power. Aurora stood on the bridge, gazing at the stars. Beside her, Commander Elias Stroud reviewed the mission data. "Anything new, Commander?" Aurora asked. Elias, a tall man with a stern face and gray eyes, shrugged. "No details on the attackers, Captain. Just chaos and destruction." Dr. Lyra Vaughn strolled in, her hair a wild tangle, eyes bright with curiosity. "I've been analyzing the distress call. There were energy signatures. Strange ones." Aurora frowned. "Strange how?" "They don't match any known alien tech," Lyra's tone was grave. "It's something new." The ship's AI Iris interrupted. "Captain, we're approaching Soteria 5. The colony is in severe distress." Aurora took a deep breath. "Battle stations, prepare for immediate engagement." The crew snapped into action. Elias moved to his tactical console, barking orders. Lyra manned the science station, while Lieutenant Marco Hahn set the defensive grid. Through the viewport, Soteria 5 came into view, smoke billowing, fires raging. Suddenly, Valtrax ships decloaked, their sleek forms menacing. "All hands, brace for impact," Aurora commanded. The Dauntless shook as enemy fire struck. Aurora's heart pounded, but her voice remained steady. "Return fire, target their engines." Marco's fingers flew over his controls. "Weapon systems locked, firing now." Explosions lit up the void as the Dauntless unleashed its arsenal. Aurora gripped the railing, every muscle tense. They couldn't afford to fail. "Captain, one of their ships is breaking off," Elias reported. "Follow it," Aurora ordered. "We need to know where they're going." As the Dauntless gave chase, Aurora felt the weight of responsibility bearing down. They had only begun to unravel the mystery. What lay ahead would test them all. The Dauntless followed the Valtrax ship through a dense asteroid field. Aurora's eyes flickered over the myriad of floating rocks, her jaw clenched in concentration. "Keep it steady," she told the helmsman. "Elias status?" Elias's fingers danced over his console. "Shields holding, Captain, but this isn't going to be easy." Dr. Lyra Vaughn, observing the scans, furrowed her brow. "Their trajectory doesn't make sense." Aurora glanced at Lyra. "Explain." Lyra pointed at the holomap. "They're using the asteroids to hide from our sensors. But there's a pattern, almost as if they're leading us somewhere." Aurora's mind raced. "Prepare for anything. They might be setting a trap." Through the viewport, a colossal asteroid loomed, throwing shadows over the ship. Suddenly, smaller Valtrax ships sprang from behind it, weapons blazing. The Dauntless shuddered under the assault. "Evasive maneuvers!" Aurora yelled. "Return fire, all batteries!" The crew moved in perfect sync, executing Aurora's commands. Beams of energy lashed out from the Dauntless, striking the enemy ships. In the chaos, Aurora noticed one Valtrax vessel attempting to flee. "Target that ship." As they pursued the fleeing vessel, the Dauntless took another hit. Sparks flew and alarms blared. Aurora's gaze met Elias's. "We have to know why they're here." Elias nodded grimly. "Agreed. We can't let them escape." A tense dance ensued. Aurora's heart hammered as they closed in on the escaping ship. With precise shots, Marco disabled their engines, forcing them to halt. "Prepare boarding teams," Aurora ordered. "We'll find our answers on their ship." As the Dauntless latched onto the Valtrax vessel, the crew began their approach. Aurora felt a cold determination settle over her. Whatever secrets the Valtrax held, she would uncover them. They were on the cusp of something significant, something that could change the fate of humanity. Boarding the Valtrax ship, Aurora's team moved swiftly through the dimly lit corridors. The alien architecture was both intricate and imposing, with sleek surfaces and cryptic symbols. Aurora motioned to Elias and Lyra to stay close. "Stay sharp, we don't know what to expect." They reached the control room where they encountered a group of Valtrax warriors. A fierce battle erupted. The Valtrax were relentless, their weapons advanced and deadly. Aurora's team fought with determination, pushing forward with each strike. As the last alien fell, Lyra quickly accessed a terminal. "I need a moment, Captain." Aurora nodded, keeping her weapon ready. Elias secured the perimeter, while Lyra's fingers flew over the alien interface. "I've got it," she said, her voice thick with urgency. "They're planning a massive attack on multiple colonies. They're using some kind of biotech to modify themselves." Aurora's eyes widened. "Biotech? How?" Lyra turned, her face a mix of excitement and fear. "This tech, it's based on human DNA. Somehow they're connected to us." Before Aurora could process the information, the ship shuddered violently. "They're trying to self-destruct," Elias barked. "Back to the Dauntless now," Aurora ordered. They sprinted back through the labyrinthine corridors, reaching their own ship just as explosions rippled through the Valtrax vessel. The Dauntless disengaged and pulled away, watching the alien ship disintegrate. Back on the bridge, Aurora took a deep breath. "Lyra, what did you find?" Lyra looked up, her eyes shining with intensity. "The Valtrax have been experimenting with an ancient strain of human DNA. They're not just enemies, they're an offshoot of humanity." The revelation hit the crew hard. Silence hung heavy as they processed the implications. "We have a new mission now," Aurora said firmly. "We need to understand their connection to us and use our knowledge to stop them. Humanity's future depends on it." Elias nodded. "Agreed, Captain. We won't let them destroy what we've built." The bridge was alight with renewed determination. The Dauntless set a course for their next destination, ready to uncover more truths and face the challenges ahead. The crew knew the stakes had never been higher, but they also knew they were not alone. They had each other, and they had hope. Aurora stood in the Dauntless's briefing room, scanning the faces of her assembled crew. The air hummed with a mixture of tension and anticipation. "Listen up," she began, her voice steady. "We know the Valtrax are using modified human DNA. This means they understand us in ways we didn't think possible. But it also means we might have a way to stop them." Dr. Liravan took a step forward, her gaze intense. "I've been working on a biosignal that could disrupt their enhancements. It's risky, but it might just turn the tide in our favor." Elias looked skeptical. "What kind of risks are we talking about, Doc?" "The signal could backfire, causing harm to us instead." "It's untested," Lyra admitted, her expression grim. "But it could also save countless lives." Aurora nodded. "We don't have much choice. If we don't act now, the Valtrax will hit our colonies before we can warn them. We'll deploy the signal." As the Dauntless approached the Valtrax fleet's staging area, the crew prepared for what could be their final battle. Aurora stood on the bridge, her resolve unshaken. "Activate the signal at my command." Valtrax ships loomed larger on the view screen, their numbers overwhelming. "Steady," Elias murmured, his eyes fixed on the enemy. "Now, Lyra," Aurora commanded. The ship emitted a powerful biosignal. At first, nothing happened. Then, chaos erupted among the Valtrax ranks. Ships veered off course, weapons malfunctioned. Aurora watched in amazement as their once formidable enemy faltered. "Keep it up," Marco cried, his enthusiasm contagious. Aurora felt a surge of hope, but then the Dauntless shook violently. Red lights flashed, alarms screamed. "Report!" she shouted. Feedback from the signal, it's affecting our systems too, Lyra said, struggling with controls. We can't hold much longer, Elias warned. Aurora gripped the railing. All power to shields, ride it out. It was a gamble, but slowly the ship stabilized. The Valtrax fleet was in disarray, easy targets for once. Focus fire on their flagship, Aurora ordered, seizing the momentum. As the flagship exploded, the remaining Valtrax ships scattered. The day was theirs. Aurora exhaled deeply. We did it, she said softly, looking around at her exhausted but triumphant crew. Elias grinned. Looks like they underestimated us. Lyra smiled, relief washing over her features. Humanity, fuck yeah, she said softly. The crew laughed, tension breaking with their victory. As the Dauntless set course for home, Aurora knew their challenges weren't over. But for now, they had forged a new path, one with hope at its core.